We're gonna play Super Metroid, released in 1994, and basically obsession of my childhood. I haven't actually played it in a couple of years, so it should be fun trying to get back into it. Let's get started.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Let's get started. Oops. Alright. So this game is a direct sequel to technically the second Metroid game, which is on Game Boy. The first Metroid game was for the original NES, and in it, basically, Samus goes and explores this planet, fights Mother Brain, and finds out they're using these things called Metroids, and they're a bad time for everybody. Then in the second game, she basically goes to the home planet where the Metroids are from and exterminates every single last one of them, except for one. So the first planet was on Zebes, or Zebes, depending on if you don't know how to pronounce words, which, I mean, I don't, so... it was there that I followed the plans of the space pirate leader Mother Brain to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. Oh no. Gasp. Excitement. Exclamations. I next fought the Metroids on their homeworld, SR-388. Pretty sure it's pronounced Threchia. From now on, that's how I will be pronouncing it, is Threchia. I completely eradicated them except for a larva, which after hatching followed me like a confused child. She says larva like it's like some kind of insect, but I'm not sure really that it resembles a larva. I mean, it hatches from an egg. I mean, couldn't it be like a shark, like a pup? Or like a grub, maybe? I don't know. I don't know that larva is the proper term to describe that thing. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. Now, they say energy-producing, but throughout the series, all they've ever shown is that it can suck the life out of anything, including my childhood. So, I've never shown to actually produce any energy. Look at that, shaking hands with a scientist and handing over a baby in a jar. Pia would have a field day. Alright, the scientists' findings were astounding, really. They discovered that the power of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. But, like, wouldn't you have to, like, constantly feed that Metroid some poor, unsuspecting creatures? Just like, here, eat 10,000 dogs. Look, we powered our city. Sounds a lot less good than just, like, the nuclear fission they're probably using. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt, but I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. It's always bothered me because, like, asteroid belts are really far out from where their planets are supposed to be, so she meant, like, a really far distance. Ceres Station was under attack. Alright, here we go. Space Colony. They say Space Colony, but it's more like... Well, they said it was Ceres Station, not Ceres Colony, so... Get your facts straight, Metroid. Alright, let's get used to these controls again. Spin jumps, there we go. This place is also eerily abandoned. Not sure if, like, Ridley doesn't just, like, kill people, but eats everybody. By the way, spoiler alert, Ridley eats everybody. There's nobody left alive. And everything is lit in an eerie blue. Oh, see? Dead corpses. Corpses everywhere. And I guess you're left to think that, like, the Metroid did it, but the Metroid just leaves dust in its wake. So, unlikely that that was the Metroid. Seeing as it's right here in a case. So, let's just pick it up and go. Because that would be the most convenient. No? No, we can't? Okay. Fair enough. And there's our problem. So now, I do believe that the actual strategy here would be to just, like, take a ton of damage, because I'm pretty sure this fight isn't unwinnable. You either have to do, like, an absolute metric butt-ton of damage to Ridley, or you can just, like, take a ton, right, yeah, and then right before he kills you, he's gonna fly away. Now, I may have taken a little bit too much there, because I don't know if the steam vents hurt you at all. And now, oh no, you've got a single minute to leave this place that took you all of, 20 seconds to get into. So, panic, extreme frustration, other exclamations of general vagaries. Yeah, no longer blue. We got, now it's the ever-urgent red. And there's steam everywhere. It's like we're in a... Apparently, by the way, killing bosses is that age-old trope of that boss was holding this place together. So by defeating him, now it all just falls apart. Oh. Bad RNG. Come on. Come on. I need you to not fight me on this. Just accept it. There we go. Alright, and there's level 1 of Super Metroid beaten. Like a pro. I put that on, we're on speed for a personal best. So. Alright. And apparently, like, right near the station is planet Zevis or Zebes. Which, previously had been blown up, so it's a little odd that it's here. Alright, raining. The ever-present condition. Alright. So, if I remember correctly, the first stop is to learn how to get tiny. And this whole place is extremely abandoned. And I kind of wish it would stay that way, because very soon it'll be crawling with more enemies than I will ever know what to do with. So we're just gonna... There we go. It's a long fall, but don't worry, my legs are indestructible. They cannot be broken. Yeah, you're not gonna see me try any crazy like speedrunning strats, like a crazy bunch of wall jumps. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm garbage at wall jumps. I used to get locked in the room where they're supposed to teach you how to wall jump, and be like, well, guess I gotta start this game over because I have no idea how to get out of this friggin' room. So, avoiding that at pretty much all costs. And the long elevators that make your body flash like you're having a seizure. Because that's what happens when you have a seizure, right? Your body just flashes in and out of existence. I think that's pretty accurate to my memories of what seizures are like. That and like M&M's tubes. If you're a kid growing up in Canada, you knew that like the thing you associated with seizures was, here, put this in his mouth, and it's an M&M's tube. That's the worst advice ever given on national television. All right. So now we have the morph ball. So we've learned how to get tiny, which will let us do wonderful things such as. I mean, technically we can get small and roll through here, but we're just gonna go down instead. Because I'm pretty sure that there's something down here I want. It might be a better gun. It is indeed. It is indeed 5 single-shot missiles. So the game is interesting. You saw at the top there, I'm gonna turn them green, they're flashing at the top of the screen there. There's basically an ammunition system. There's through missiles, super missiles, and later on you get even power bombs. They're all used to open different kinds of doors, as well as they do, missiles do more damage than your regular shots to start with. And then super missiles do more damage than missiles, then power bombs do more damage than bombs. And most weapons in the game, but they're super slow, but they hit the whole screen. So yeah, although you only get 5 missiles, opens up a pink door, or later on I can just use a single super missile, which will be way more convenient and ammo friendly. But for now, we're gonna use the ever-present phallic symbol. So I thought there was give to me. Oh, I need the high jump boots to get you, don't I? Oh, can I do a sweet-ass wall jump? No. The answer is no, Mason. You will never be able to do a wall jump. Stop trying. If at first you don't succeed, give up. You're not gonna get it. My mantra. No, that's not true. When it comes to wall jumps, it's true. Never gonna get that wall jump. Alright, so now we've got 5 missiles, but we could carry up to 10. and we're able to shrink into a tiny ball. But now also, everything's come to life. And we've got some friends show up. So actually, this room is pretty cool because if you remember in the intro sequence, it showed me fighting Mother Brain from the first game. This is like a recreation of that room. So like, there's the glass jar where Mother Brain's like brain, but if you're all brain, is it really your brain? It's just you. Where Mother Brain was sitting. We're gonna just say where Mother Brain was sitting. And so this is like a recreation of the original ending of the first game. So you're supposed to be like, what? But I thought I blew this place to utter smithereens. Don't shoot those lasers at me. Don't need that shit in my life. Climb up the... Ow. Climb up the wall. But not the wall. I've always wondered, like, in 2D this is, like, really straightforward, but in 3D, where the hell are these platforms sitting and why? Like, they're just, like, floating in space? They're like jutting out from one wall. I think they can't be jutting out from one wall because the background scrolls behind them. So that kind of indicates to me that they're just like, literally just like anti-grav platforms that are organized in the worst fashion. I like to think that like space pirates, well, you see them crawling on the walls, they don't really care. So they're literally just placed here to like foil interlopers to be super confused. Just like either that or some space pirate architect was just like, his name was like Jeb. He was just like, yeah, let's put these platforms here. And everyone else was like, Jeb, that's an awful idea. And he was like, you crawl on walls anyway, what do you care? And that was how it kind of all went down. Alright, so I think this is a save station? Or it could also be something different. Yes, it is something different. I'll need to come back here once I get bombs. But there is a save station around here that I'm going to use. Just because I'm gonna... So save stations also, I can't remember if they fill your life in this one or not. I don't know because I'm not injured, so we're not gonna find out right now. They definitely do, as they says on the box, you know, save your progress, which is nice because I'm gonna warn you now, I'm not like a super pro. I'm going to die. It's gonna happen. So if I don't save, we're gonna be doing this for a long time. I have to start from scratch every time. It's not gonna be pretty. So let's just avoid it. All right. So look at all the enemies that weren't here before that now we've got to friggin' deal with. And now we got flies. Nuclear flies. Alright, so we're coming up on our first boss. So you're going to see this in the game. My first upgrade was free. It was the morph ball. The first missiles were free. But this is the bombs. And it's being guarded by this delightfully innocuous statue who's totally not going to come to life and eat my face. Totally not going to. Have I mentioned that I'm a compulsive liar? And he is totally going to come to life and eat my face. Because apparently you can't just leave cool things out in the open. You've got to guard them with living statues covered in stone. There we go. There we go. So the trick is basically just to shoot him with missiles, and when he opens his mouth, he shoots these weird little, I'm not sure if they're eggs or what, but you want to shoot them to get more ammunition. Uh-oh. There we go. So then they refill your missiles, shoot them in his chest. You gotta be careful if you do. I believe it's if you shoot him either in the face or just too much damage, his head will explode and he'll come after you a little angrily. But that's the first boss, Chozo statue. Or as some people call it in the community, I believe it's chorizo statue, because we like to not say things correctly. Alright. So now we've got bombs, which are these little delicious... They do almost no damage, but they can be done with some cool tricks. So like, let's see if I can remember how to do an infinite bomb jump. So basically, if you were able to lay bombs, there it is. So you can see if you can lay a bomb, they kind of blast you up one space, and you can use them to climb. Now, if you're good at it, unlike me, you can use them to literally climb like any height in the game. So that you can bring them to go places where you're really not supposed to go. If you're really good at bomb jumps, you can actually kind of place them a little to the side like that and get horizontal momentum out of them as well. So you can actually go forward as well as go up, and that actually allows you to like access parts of the game that were never really meant to be accessed as early as they are. It allows some really neat things in this game, like you can actually do all the bosses in reverse order. You don't have to go the order that they originally intended. You can, break some of the main sequences of the game. The only requirement is you do have to fight all 4 of the bosses, because before the ending of the game, there's a room that basically checks which bosses you've beaten, so you do have to fight all 4 of them. But the game has got tons of hidden items. Usually when you beat it, you don't have to get everything. Like 100% of the items are not required to beat it. They just make it kind of easier for you to do. So yeah, so we just got another missile upgrade there. Now that we have our bombs. What's in here? If I can't remember. I can't count either, apparently. 8. There we go. We got more tiny gnats and a giant gnat. Oh, he's gonna punch my face in. I don't like it. Get away. Stop it. Oh. Okay, so this is map. I'm not really going to use it a lot, but it gives you an idea. So this is the map of the main kind of part of the game is criteria. And then there's also your radio seed says Brinstar there, so there's ways to go down to the next area, which is Brinstar. I also see later on there'll be Norfair as well as Meridia. So Norfair is like your lava area, Meridia is your water area, Brinstar is like your grassy area. This is like your basic, hey, planet surface, everything kind of starts here. Your basic learn the game, don't get bodied. Is kind of how it works. So I'm gonna do one of those 2 things. I'm gonna learn the game. I'm probably going to get bodied. To be perfectly honest with you. No, we don't need a save point. We're gonna live life riskily. All right, living on the edge is the only way to go. Alright, so I'm not really sure. The game kind of like just expects you to explore. Like, I'm not sure how you'd ever know that you can just like go past this wall here. Other than like once you get the map, obviously it shows you that you can. So you'd have to kind of like know to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, just visually there's no clues. And then later on you're gonna find that happens a lot, is that there are parts of the game where you're supposed to go and you've got no idea why or how, or you don't know which weapon you need, and then later you find it. That's an energy tank. So each tank holds 99 energy, because 100 was just too big. Just too big. So it also healed us up fully. These guys, my regular shots, they don't give a crap about. But these missiles. But my missiles can hurt them, which is nice. So that door there actually leads to the end of the game. So we're not gonna bother with it right now. It's just kind of a waste of missiles. We'll get to it when we come to it. Like, never. I'm probably gonna die way too many times before then. Alright, so that's a little gnat generator. And I believe these guys are called Zoomers. A lot of the enemies in this game have really weird names. Like I know there's a guy called a Key Hunter, and those are Zoomers. And the bosses are Kraid, Fantoon, Ridley, and of course Mother Brain. So yeah. Now we're in Brinstar. Alright. As I said, Brinstar's kind of your jungle area. It's the first time where like everything is really alive. And we're gonna do a little bit of exploring here, just okay. Oh. See if we can find some sweet items. Hey, look at that, like, you would never know this hidden door is here unless you'd either already played the game or were like, dead-end hallway. And look, the map is hidden behind a dead-end secret hallway. So there you go. It's not even like a crude, that's a kind of a part of the game that like earlier you needed to progress, and now it's an optional hidden secret. So there you go. So the S's are save stations, and these white dots, I believe are known item locations. So it does give you a hint as to where some of the items are, but some of the items on the map aren't even marked by dots. You will just have to like guess and shoot random parts of the wall and figure it out on your own. So, all right. Kill these guys so I don't So some rooms when you enter, the door will close and become like a metal gray, and that basically means that to get out is required for you to kill all the guys inside. Now I believe this part is... I'm never going to be able to get past that yet. Speedrunners can do it. There's actually a way to get past that first dropping point. You can get all the items in this hallway first go. I am nowhere near that good, so we're just going to get this one. And then move on with our lives, and we'll come back later. Because speedrunners also tend to, you know, beat the game with only 20% of the items. And I'll probably end up with a ton more than that, because I'm just going to grab whatever I can remember finding as a child. We can do another quick save here. And we find out that, no, saving does not heal our health, I believe. No. So, get wrecked, you don't need that health, son, I think is the proper response. Alright. So now, I kind of screwed myself because I did waste some missiles earlier, just shooting them into blue doors and dicking about. So now I need missiles to get to the next parts of this map. So, the game does tend to give you drops for what you do need. Unfortunately, I also took a ton of health damage, which now it's basically being like, oh, obviously you need your health more than you need missiles. That's the true solution here. Health will get you through those doors at no cost. I wish I could sacrifice health to open doors, but I can't. Ah, this is not helping my case at all. You shouldn't even give me anything. Alright, missiles, we got 4. We need 5 to open a door, so... Hopefully these guys are already spawning. We can grab our 5th missile and get out of here. Yes, I know I'm low on health, game. Stop rubbing it in. It's almost like the game is just looking at me and being like, heh, you're, like, awful. Awful. Just for that, I'm gonna get damage just to show the game who's boss. You can't give me health if I don't want it. Alright, leave this way. Because I only have enough missiles to open one door, so we're gonna open the one that we actually need to open. The game does let you shoot on diagonals. Just the shoulder buttons there allow you to shoot on diagonals. So it's good for enemies that are closer to the floor. You can also, of course, jump and shoot. Your classic jump shoot man, Mega Man style. I'm gonna get bodied. There we go. You can also crouch and shoot. No, you stay the hell away from me. I'm done with you. Alright. Destroy these bomb blocks here. We're just gonna roll right on past these jerk bags. There we go. And then, okay, so this is basically a spawning nest. So it's something in the game where it'll constantly spawn new enemies, and you can basically shoot them to get health, or ammo, or whatever is necessary. Unit. There we go. Gotta have the reflexes of a friggin' cat, so we don't get our shit fucked up. Yeah, I'll just be aware I am going to swear on this stream, so I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but for me, that basically means that it's going to be like all the time. I'm notoriously bad at not being able to control the barrier between my brain and my mouth, so... I blame years of improv theater for that, so... Years of improv theater have ruined my brain-mouth barrier. Alright, secret save station. Not really what I was looking for, but I'll take it. I was hoping for more missiles. So we're coming up on another boss here. He's not really a full boss, he's like a mini-boss. He's so unimportant that, to be honest, I can't even remember his name. So, he is the red-headed stepchild of Metroid bosses. So these are key hunters. And they're the world's biggest dicks. They take so much health. But you can shoot their wings off, I guess. That's helpful, right? Now, stop hurting me a lot. Alright, here we go. Go up. Alright. So, some missiles, which is nice. Lots of missiles. Apparently this game just wants to give me the opposite of what I wanted. There we go. I got hurt by those keyboards quite a bit, so I would like some of these. Ah, I'm gonna miss it. Yeah. Alright. Now we've got a little bit of health, though. We can rest a little easier. So I believe if you stay in this corner, he actually can't hit you if you're in this corner. And none of his little, like, fuzzies will hit you here either. And the things you remember from your childhood, like, I haven't played this game in forever, and then we're gonna jump up, and we're gonna pop a couple missiles into his face, and back to hiding. Well, he does his weird, like, snake charmer yoga stuff. So you're gonna notice a common theme with this game is, I wish he would stop going so high, I could get more missiles into him. A common theme with this game is that the enemies, or the bosses mostly, change colors as they take damage. So he's gonna get a little darker, and he's gonna start moving a little faster, and then, yeah, just the two. I don't even know if both got him. All right. So yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, this boss is really a bunch of the same. So there's a reason why he's one of the most forgettable bosses in the game. I don't even know if he safeguards any good items. He might be the safeguarding your first super missile. There he goes. So he's getting a little faster now. Just don't open up over top of me and we'll be fine. Watch, now he's gonna open up on top of me. We're gonna need to... Oh, I want that missile! Stop it! Give it to me! Ow! I regret nothing. I regret nothing. It's pretty easy to get health from his little spore drops, so... And we've got 86. We should be good. Oh, he's quite dark. Alright, so it should only take a couple more shots now. And then he should be gone forever. There we go. But luckily I had the one missile left and it was just enough. And now he wilts. And look at that. We didn't need all that health. We'll take it. And up we go. Alright. So let's see what treasures await for us here. Alright. So you're like, oh, what? There's nothing here. But yeah, by the way, trick's on you. This thing, like, falls away. And once again, your unbreakable knees come into play. Because I'm pretty sure you just fell like 10 stories. And there it is, super missiles. So each of these puppies is worth 5 missiles. And you get 5 of them, so that's kind of nice. Lots of loot. So yeah, green doors, you're going to see they have to be opened by super missiles. No amount of regular missiles is going to help you. The only thing that will help is a super missile. So yeah, and then you'll find sometimes in the game there are blocks like this one that also require it. So of course they give 5 to you, and they're like, by the way, immediately use 2 of them. All right, so now we're back in Brainstar. Now we're a little more tough. Our super missiles, more missiles, and we're gonna get one of the most important weapons in the game here, which is our charge beam. Now those 2 blocks are pretty obvious because they really want you to have this one. So throughout the game, we're gonna get a bunch of different beams. They're gonna have different stuff. Like one lets you like shoot through walls, one lets you freeze enemies. So this one lets us take our regular shot, which is, I mean, that's, to be honest, has been kind of pitiful. And we're going to be able to charge it up. Like that. Also, a kind of neat trick this one lets you do is it does let you drop like a ton of bombs at once. I've never used it in an actual playthrough, I'm gonna be honest. It's pretty much useless, but it is a neat little trick. It's also used for doing, there is a trick, a kind of a secret trick you can do later with some of the special beams you can do. You can charge them up and do some pretty neat stuff. So for now, we've only got just the regular beams, so we're just going to stick with charge shots. And oh, so the other trick that I guess is really important is called, basically, it's a pseudo screw attack. So if you have a full charge and you do a regular spin jump, you'll basically hurt any enemy that you come in contact with. And it does quite a lot of damage. Like, it kills those guys in one shot. When it only takes, 3 or 4 shots. So 3 shots to kill one. So it is quite powerful. And then later on in the game, you're going to get an ability called the screw attack, which basically just makes every time you jump, you just like wreck people's shit. So I believe those guys are called cack attacks. At least I really want them to be called cack attacks. What a great name for an enemy, cack attack. Ooh, super missile, I'll take it. Alright, so we gotta run across this platform because it disintegrates underneath your feet. Alright. Super missile that door, and now we get to the real meat of the game. So this is what is called, oh look, a wall jump. Never do it again, that one wall jump in a useless space. This is what's called the Red Tower. To the speedrunning community. I mean, to me, it's really nothing important. Oh god. What do I kill you with? Okay, yes. So the reason it's a big deal in the speedrunning community is because it's a huge vertical room that requires like a lot of really precise wall jumps to get through, and so it can really kill their runs. But to me, it's just a matter of once I've come down, I can't go back up till I get the ice beam. So I'll be down here for a little bit. We're gonna recharge our energy there. We're gonna head. So now we're on our way to Norfair. But first, we're gonna do some stops. So water in this game is notoriously bad. Basically, if you don't have the gravity suit. I know I can get out of this. There we go. Just my controller's just eating my inputs. I might need to get a new controller. So yeah, water. Right now we've got a yellow suit. There's a orange suit later that will let us. Yeah, look at that wall jump. Yeah. Now we're playing with fire. Okay, come on now. If I can get one more, I can get up into there. That would be sweet. We can get the spazer early. Maybe. If I'm remembering that at all correctly. Yeah, of course we lost our first one. Alright, we're not gonna try too many. We're gonna give that one or two more attempts, but then we're not gonna worry too much about it here, because I don't wanna. So you do have to be spinning for a wall jump to work. And then the trick is that if you press the opposite direction while you're spinning, there you go. You will quickly, there'll be a small animation where you can there's a small animation where it basically shows you, like, yeah, right there in the center, where it shows you changing direction, and at that point you are able to go off the wall, but I'm not gonna get that, so we're gonna leave it. Here, cactus. So we're gonna get. I mean, it's not that it would save a whole bunch of time. We're gonna go get the high jump shortly, and then we'll come back and we'll get all that stuff pretty much immediately. So, but you can see, like, on the map above where I was, there was a small dot, and that was basically telling me that there was an item there for me. So this is the entrance to Meridia. It's a big glass tube. We're gonna shadow that later, which is pretty cool. We have to get the power bombs first, so. Alright. So now we're headed down into Norfair. So this is basically the lava level of the game. There are areas here where it's so hot that you will actually just like take damage for how hot it is. And as I said earlier, there's a Varia suit that lets you take that heat damage and not worry about it. As well as later there's a... Oh, I didn't make it. As well as later there's a gravity suit. Let's see. Is that one makeable? I cannot remember for the life of me. Do you need the speed booster? Okay, so that's about as far as you get. Alright. And then if you're wearing both the gravity suit and the Varia suit, you'll have resistance to even more heat damage. You can actually go in like stronger acids and... So we're gonna get this other E-tank. The more health, the less likely I am to die, which is always nice. And then I believe that, yeah, there we go. There's a missile tank up there, and this is the high jump. So this is gonna let us get that weather beam we want there. So of course you get in here, and there's no way to get out. So there you see the wall jump animation also. So of course, you're starting to panic. Oh no, I can't get out, but don't worry about it. High jump boots. Alright. So now we've got the high jump boots. You'll notice that we jump significantly higher. Which pretty much, I mean, for me, makes wall jumping obsolete. In the few instances where I could get wall jumping to work, I can now just use the long jump to high jump to bypass it. So we're gonna do that. We missed a guy. Oh, we missed a guy. Get back here. Who do you think you are? There we go. Tried to escape us, but he failed. Of how apparently a zoomer kept that whole room in check. Like, without him, it was just like... It wasn't worth keeping the door locked. They really thought that one zoomer was going to just be the end of me. Alright, so now we got the high jump boots. So actually, we're going to pretty much leave Norfair at this point. Because really, every other one of these rooms on the right has... just full of lava. That's not going to be fun for us. And we're going to go back up, because actually right at the top here was the boss of Brinstar that we secretly avoided. So you'll see here, there are super missile blocks. Which is just here, and oh, look at that, spooky door. Kind of weird creature encased in the wall, and talons and face, eating Samus. And through here, we've got more Brinstar. Alright. So that door is locked for now. I believe it only opens on the way back, so we're going to ignore it for now. There's a missile around here somewhere. Aha. No, not a missile, just a save station. Well, you know what? We'll take it. Save at every opportunity. This game has you going back and forth and collecting so much stuff that it's really not worth it to just let yourself get killed and lose hours of progress. So I could have sworn there was an item here, though. Maybe not. Oh, jeez. I know there's a room down here, though. Which we need to... Oh! There we go. They can't come down here. They're too big. Alright. Oh, something's shooting spikes at us. Is that maybe that's the boss? Oh, it is the boss. Oh, look, it's Kraid. Oh, look, we beat Kraid. That is the end of that is the first big boss of the game. No, I'm joking. Of course, it's not. That is a tiny miniature version of Kraid. Who's one of the 4 bosses you need to beat to finish the game, of course. We're gonna get an energy refill and refill all our missiles here. And then we're gonna go put a beating on Kraid. Didn't want to waste that, but we'll do it. Alright, so... Oh, look at that! Got the super missile back. Well, that was convenient. So this is an eyeball door. Which basically, we're gonna hit with the super missile tomahawk. But, yeah, basically they're a boss door. They're pretty much only used when bosses are around, so... He's pretty big, nasty. So we're gonna need to pump missiles into his mouth there. He's gonna open his mouth here to reward us, so we're gonna shoot him with a super. Alright, so maybe we'll go upstairs. So we're gonna use the high jump to get him here. So we're gonna shoot him in the eye. Oh jeez. Getting knocked off. So we're gonna shoot him in the eye. And that's gonna let us shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him in the eye. Shoot him in the mouth. He's getting quite dark, quite pissed. Great. His fingertips getting in the way. There we go. That's Kraid dead. So when he dies, of course, he gets rid of all the little spikies in the ground underneath of him. I'm gonna collect all of his fat loot. PH-18 loot. And we're gonna get the first suit, which is Varia. So now we can basically go into the super hot levels that were just below us there. So yeah, we went down there to get the suit, to come back up. Or we went down there to get the boots, to come back up, grab the suit, and now we're gonna go back down. Now we're the classic deep orange. Everyone remembers Samus is mostly this color, to be honest. At least I do. Because you do play the majority of the game as Orange Samus, so... And the Varia suit is pretty standard in almost any game with Samus in play, so... Alright. I'm just gonna kill him this time. We'll use a missile, I really don't care. There we go. Now before we go down to Norfair and get the sorry about that, my mind just stopped working apparently. Yeah, so before we go down to Norfair, we're gonna go and get some of those items that we couldn't get with the long jump before. This door should be open now, yes. Alright, we're gonna get all these guys on us at once. And kill them all at once. And this room is not an empty waste of time, it is actually hiding a glorious E-tank. If I could just manage to hit it with my head. Apparently Samus's hitbox is quite strict. Alright, so there we go. Now we're gonna head over and go get some of those items. Did make it one jump. Ooh, thank God I have enough of these missiles to get through here. Alright. So we're just gonna do a little bit of backtracking here very quickly. Yeah, we got high jump. Even this water section is way simpler. Oh, you let go. You keep the hell away from me. Oh. Juked. Alright. Oh, see, there was a little trap below, so they tried to poke us away from it. And this is the spacer. So the spacer beam, the nice thing about it is that it basically takes what used to be our crappy single shot and turns it into a very wide triple shot. So now we no longer have to be like super precise with all our item placements or gunshot ammo placement stuff. You know what I'm talking about. The words are failing me. It's late. Alright, so it looks like there's nothing else in here. Always safe to check against walls and that kind of stuff. You never know when something just absolutely delicious is gonna pop out of nowhere. So there we go. I'm gonna kill those two. Jump there. So now we could go back up this way. That would take us to the wrecked ship. But we really don't have enough gear to get there. So actually, I'm gonna immediately go back on what I did previously. And we're gonna go back down to Norfair. We're gonna see what's down in Norfair. Oh, you caught us. Oh, you got me. Congratulations. You is the best. Don't you do it. Oh, you son of a... Yeah, those aren't... It's not even the monster that's hurting me now, it's just the spikes. There we go. There we go. I really need to get... I need to get good is the answer. I just need to stop being awful. I guess that's what several years of not playing Super Nintendo games will do to you. Alright. Back down to Norfair. Alright, so now we can check out some of the, basically the doors that we didn't check earlier. So yeah, basically you'll notice like the heat waves in the back of the room basically are telling us that this room would normally cause damage to us. So but now we've got the Varia suit, we're not too worried about it. Just gonna collect some power-ups here in case I come across any missile doors or super missile doors. So I'd like to get some more missile. Hey, look at that. Super missile door right there. See? Always gotta make sure you're topped up. Okay, so that shaking is letting us know basically the floor is hot lava! It's boiling hot. Ooh. There we go. Come on. Boiling hot lava on the floor. Classic children's game, but in this one will actually burn my toes. Alright. Alright, so we've now entered a part of the game called Bubble Mountain. And that's basically, it's a speedrunner term. I like to watch those speedruns even though I'm never going to be anywhere near as good as them. Normally, most people in a route they would basically use wall jumps to climb up there. But as demonstrated earlier, I'm absolute garbage at wall jumps, so I will not be taking that route, skipping a large portion of the game that can be skipped. We're going to go the developer-intended route. We're going to get some more missiles, and then we're going to head downwards. Out of the way. Alright, so it always reminds me of like a crab. I don't know why. I just like to think that maybe crabs are covered in bubbles. It's a very weird thing to imagine, I guess, but there it is. Alright, so we're gonna kill a couple of these zoomers who are hiding in these pipes. Yeah, look at that. Didn't get all of them, but we're gonna go down here. I think that room is... Oh, actually, we could use that. I believe this room is just an enemy fountain. Yeah. But it's gonna spawn like it's one guy that like splits into 3. You'll see. Probably see it there. I can let it split a little more. Yeah, oh, it's more than 3. It's like 5 guys. But of course, letting them split is dangerous because then you can just get ganked, or if you don't kill enough of them, or it just becomes harder to collect their items. So you're better off just shooting them and collecting everything at once. Okay, guys. There we go. Super missiles. I think I'm forgetting everything. Yeah. All right. Once again, you're in a room that's basically covered in regular lava. Like the whole room is just hot in general, but then the floor is even hotter lava. I don't want to. Come on. There we go. Do some exploring. Oh, we don't want this. Over we go. Take too long, the lava's going to basically fill up and cover us up here. So instead, we're going to take this route. Which is going to take us... It's eventually just going to take us back to the top of the Bubble Mountain. It's just going the reverse way. Or actually, the regular way, because the speedrunning way is the reverse way, to be honest. Alright. You're going to slowly sink down. Alright, yeah, here we go. So you can see on the little mini-map up in the top right-hand corner that we're starting to get back to close to the Bubble Mountain. I'm just going to take a stop in here and look for some sweet loot, which I see absolutely little. Yeah. Okay, so that's just looking down then. Okay, this is the door up top. Alright. Is this precision platforming? Because I'm probably pretty much garbage at that. Yeah. But looks like we can get past there. Alright. I'll give that one more try. I'm pretty sure that the ult on the other side of that is just a, at this point, it's just a missile upgrade, so I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. Just a missile pod. If I had the grapple beam, I could go further and get, I think, the wave beam. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So I'm going to fall on these spikes and sink through the floor. Alright. We got lots of missiles. Got a little bit of health, some super missiles, and a whole lot of gusto. Let's go for the gold. Kill these weird seahorse dragon things. And then, yeah, there we go, back to Bubble Mountain. And then, so the king of the mountain, of course, is this red Cacatac. So, again, so these blocks here that you're seeing up there, those are for the grapple beam. They'll let you swing across later. Because this game does have a lot of, like, coming back to areas you don't have been to collect more items, that kind of thing. So, right now we're going to leave that alone. And we're going to continue on our way. So, once again, there's going to be, I believe there it is, yeah. Secrets for everyone. There was a secret up there. I think it was a different game. Alright, so once again, we're going to continue on our way. So once again, so these blocks here that you're seeing up there, those are for the grapple beam. They'll let you swing across later. Because this game does have a lot of, like, coming back to areas you don't have been to collect more items, that kind of thing. So, right now we're going to leave that alone. Oh, okay, so this is... Yeah, this is... Ooh, don't get locked down there. Oh, good, this will go back. This is the room for speed booster. Is if we hold the run button, these are all going to fall apart underneath our feet. We're still not super fast. And then we're going to get to go in here. This is the speed booster. This is going to give us a ability to access a lot more of the game. And now the lava's rising. So we're gonna have to go fast. So we're gonna... What it used to be our regular run speed is now hyper run speed. And that lets us go right through there. So that's gonna let us do some really neat stuff. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna use it. Is it right here? Okay, so yeah, these are power bomb blocks. They require a power bomb to destroy. So, which we don't want to have to use. Because we don't have them yet. Yeah, zoomer. I'm trying to damage boost through some of these zoomers here. So last time we went down there, and you're just going to see that that was the route we took. This time, we're going to go back this way. We could go down there. But I want to check out, there's a hallway here first. Yeah, this one. Basically, let's just like run through. When you're doing that speed boost, you basically run fast enough to break through any speed blocks, as well as deal damage to any enemies that may be between you and where you're going. It also allows you to do what's called a shine spark. So while you're running like that, you can press the down button, and you'll stop running, but you'll continue to flash like you were when you were running. And that'll let you, at any point in time, for a limited time after you store the shine spark, you can basically jump and press a direction button, and you'll go straight in the direction button that you pressed. So now that we're super fast, we can get past both of those, which is extremely helpful. And we're gonna jump these guys. So yeah, so that lets you reach some really hard to reach areas in the game later, as well as it damages any enemies you move through. So now we're gonna head on our way. Now that we've used the speed booster to get to the part. So like again, you said we came back here earlier, we couldn't do anything. We got the speed booster. Now we can come back and we can explore whole new parts of the game. So it's a lot of kind of moving back and forth. If you've played Castlevania, it's a very similar thing. In fact, there's a whole genre of basically games that got their name from that as Metroidvania. So a lot of oh no, that's okay. We got this. Psych. Didn't, I mean, still messed it up. It didn't, wasn't the end of the world. So here we're gonna get the ice beam. Ice beam is kind of good and kind of bad. I mean, every beam you get, I believe, increases the damage that you do with your beam shots. However, the ice beam is weird in that it will freeze an enemy. Excuse me about that. It will freeze an enemy upon contact. This is really good for making some platforms, but enemies that you'd rather just like have died in one hit will now take two, because it'll always freeze the enemy and give you a chance to use it as a platform in case that was what you wanted. So even if you wanted to kill it the first shot, it's still going to freeze it solid. Now, mind you, when they're frozen solid, you can stand on them, touch them. They don't have any hitbox. So like these guys, we're gonna use as platforms here. Oop, there we go. So same with these guys. So basically, it's a whole section to basically teach you how to use the. All the way back this way. Check out some of these other doors here. Alright, so that's a one-way gate, so I'd have to attack it. It's green, so a super missile, and I'd have to attack it from the other side to have that go on, so I can't use that door yet. There's a place back here that we missed. We're just going to skip this right now, because we don't need that. We just saved. We are going to use the speed boost. I'll show you a shine spark, actually, while we're here. So that's the shine spark there. And then that. So that was storing it and that was using it. Now the downside is when you use a shine spark, it does drain your health away. So it can leave you really hurting for health if you're not careful in how you use it. We're just gonna... Ooh, that is lava. Hot lava! Burning hot! Okay, there we go. Alright, so our health is full. And again, so that's another one-way door. So, to load our map. So there is a spot, looks like over here, that we could use to go straight down. I believe that just leads you to... I thought it might just lead you to go to Ridley's area. But, oh yes, it does. Okay, yes, I know where I'm going now. So I got a little disoriented there, but we're all good now. So we're gonna just let them again. So now that we have the ice beam, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take a save here, just because if I remember correctly, the next save point's not for a little bit. All right. Go here. And we're going to use our newly acquired ice beam, which allows us to, as I said earlier, make platforms out of enemies. So now we can basically climb the red tower again. So that place we left Brinstar and we fell down for the longest period of time ever. We're not going to be able to freeze enemies and climb back up using those enemies as platforms. And luckily the game has included a bunch of enemies that basically cannot be killed unless you are really trying to allow us to do that. So we're just gonna scoot back on over here. That's gonna allow us to get another item. No, didn't want it. Is like a frame perfect jump here? What's going on? There we go. Seems like when I'm on those spikes, it wants to eat my inputs. So yeah, these guys here are basically, I believe you can kill them if you freeze them and then shoot them with a super missile. I might be just using a super missile to kill them, but we're gonna be awful this game apparently. So yeah, we're gonna freeze them and use them as platforms. So yellow doors need bombs, the super bombs to open. Ooh. Dodging like a madman. Alright. Oh, we don't need the last one. We're just gonna go straight up. Alright. Stuck in the chewy flower. No one wants that. Never. Oh no, pushed into the other chewy flower. We're gonna try and stay out of any more chewy flowers. Oh, but of course, immediately after saying that, I'm just gonna get bodied. Come on, finish chewing. Oh god. I don't remember being so awful in this game, but I suppose I am. And alright, here we go. So here's the door we just left. Now, if we want to go back that way, we need power bombs. So, instead, we're going to come down here to this door, and we're going to get freeze a couple guys. And we're going to get power bombs. Now, this is the room I think it is. What I'm going to do next is going to look kind of weird, but I think one of these flowers you can actually, I thought one of these flowers you could actually fall down inside of. But there's a high chance that's not this room at all. Yeah, no, not this room. It's just wasting your time and my health. Alright. Later on in the game, there is an item, the X-ray visor you can get, that allows you to like check for stuff like that and see fake blocks and that kind of stuff. But you get it really late, and it's really only useful I found if you're going for like 100% run. Otherwise, you're usually good enough just to beat the game with whatever you find along the way. Alright, link past them. Here. And I believe it's, yeah, okay, so this one is. So the second group of power bombs. So yeah, I knew one of these flowers was fake. I just didn't know which room it was in, apparently. Oh, but it's because you can tell which one's fake, because the other ones have... Nope. This is an indicator that the other ones have those... Oh my god. I'm just gonna do that. These guys get wrecked. What's happening here? Did we get blocked? Okay, there we go. We got stuck under that thing for a second there. Oh, this flower and this chompy guy are tag teaming us. We blew up too much at the floor. Alright, there we go. Alright. So now we're going to go back up this elevator. When we're at the top, we can go to the right, and that's going to let us go to the next part of the game, the ghost ship. But unfortunately, we don't have the grapple beam yet, so the thing lets us swing from those crazy-looking blocks. We're going to need that to go there. Or, I mean, you could try a really hard speedrunner strat called the ocean jump, or the ocean skip, and it's like a really precise shine spark across part of the game. I am, again, doing the intended route this time, so I'm not going to even try any of these crazy tricks. Here's a little area to get some speed. Oh, so that shows you basically just how high up you can, how far you can go with the shine spark there. All right. And your ship actually does act as a save point, a missile refill, and an energy refill. So I think that's where we're gonna call it for tonight. Back on. I stream every Tuesday night. I'm gonna be trying to stream as well as we're gonna do whenever I kind of get on here and there during the week, so you can always check back and see when I'm on. But our main streaming is gonna be on Tuesday nights. So I hope everyone's having a great time, and hopefully we'll see you all next week sometime, if not before then. Thanks. Have a great night, guys.